Hello, I'm Paul Print, and today's educational video is hacking your pump machine so that you can play all the songs in Special Zone without needing some pump god to come and unlock them all via World Tour. First thing we're going to do is take a look at how you need to set up your machine so that you can make these modifications. Basically, you need to connect a keyboard and a USB stick to the back of your machine. I have a USB keyboard connected, and I'm going to boot from my USB stick. Set this down and slide it in so that you can see how my machine is set up. The USB key and the USB keyboard plugged into the back of the machine. And yes, it's just basically a PC. And because it is a PC, it boots like a PC. Which means, as it starts up, you have a setup menu. And it's from this setup menu that you will allow the machine to boot from a USB stick. Pardon me while I realign my camera. Let's start up the machine and take a look. The setup screen comes up quickly. You need to hit the delete key now. Okay, clearly I didn't make an obvious edit there. Now, in order to enable your machine to boot from the USB stick, we need to go into the Advanced BIOS features. It may be named something slightly different on your machine, but it should be pretty similar. In here we find the hard disk boot priority. Press enter to go into this menu. Here you will see that the machine thinks there are 2 hard drives in it, when in fact there's actually only one, but it's treating the USB stick as a hard drive. We can alter the priority, as the help states, by pressing plus or minus to move it up or down in the list. Now, this is the plus or minus on the numeric keypad, by the way, not on the regular keyboard. So I'm just going to press plus to move this one up. Now, when we reboot the machine, the USB stick, if it's bootable, will be booted first. I'm going to press F10 to save. And now the machine will reboot. Now we're going to boot slacks. You don't have to type what I'm typing right here, you could just hit enter. But by using the no hot plug option, we skip a test that takes several seconds. And on my machine, never does anything useful. So this is Slacks, a small Linux distribution. When we get to the login prompt, we type in root, and the password is root spelled backwards, T-O-O-R. And now we're at a command prompt. What we can do is take a quick look at the hard drives in the machine. In fact, we'll take a look at what it thinks it has for hard drives. All hard drives, in fact all drives of any sort, are located under a virtual directory called mount, or MNT. If we CD to mount and do a listing, we'll see there's a floppy, HDA1, HDA2, live, and SDA removable. HDA1 and HDA2 are apparently 2 hard drives. What they really are 2 partitions on the single drive, physical drive that is in your machine. The SDA1 removable drive is the USB stick. I'm going to switch to that drive and just take a quick look around. Here I have a PIUNX.ini file that is the modified version, which will allow me to unlock my machine. And I don't actually need to copy it to this machine because it's already unlocked, but I'll show you what you need to do. We're going to back up and take a look at HDA2. The files you need to replace are on the second partition, so we want to go into HDA2. As you can see, that's the PIUNX.ini file that on a non-unlocked machine would need to be replaced. What you can do is use this command, the copy command. You're going to copy from mount SDA1 PIUNX.ini, and you're going to copy it to mount HDA2 PIUNX.ini. Remember, Unix is case sensitive, so you must make it uppercase all the way. Now, I'm not actually going to execute this command because the PIUNX that's on my boot stick is slightly different than the one I want on my machine. But this is the command you would use. You'll get a prompt telling you that the file already exists. Do you want to overwrite it? You'd choose yes. Actually, what you would want to do first really is make a backup of that PIUNX.ini onto your memory stick under a different name, and then copy your PIUNX.ini over it. When you're done, after you've executed that command, you simply issue the reboot command, and you let the system power down. Well, not power down, but reboot. And you don't want to remove the USB drive until it's done. I found that out in the first time I filmed this and froze the system. There we go. Now we're rebooting. Ouch. Now we're rebooting. I've pulled the USB drive out. Now we're loading pump. That's out of credit. This is what I wish the FX cab screen really looked like in a 4x3 configuration instead of that stretched 16:9, but that's my personal opinion. If we go into Special Zone, we see a beautiful sight. No locks and chains. I think it's a wonderful thing. I hope this has helped you. Goodbye.